Hey guys, welcome back to another channel. If you're new here, my name is Marissa. I am a mum of 6 and I make videos all about minimalism, motherhood and homeschooling. Today's video is all about our morning time. So I am going to be filming for you guys what our morning time looks like with our homeschool. So my son is 6 years old, he just turned 6, and then my daughter is just beginning preschool, so she is 4 years old. She will be 5 in April, and so I am just starting to introduce her to little bits here and there when it comes to curriculum. So the curriculum that we are going to be following this morning is by Treehouse, Schoolhouse. It is a nature study and it is incredible. It is highly suited, in my opinion, for your preschoolers all the way up to, I would say, about 8 years old. The author of the curriculum does say that children of any age can use it, but I do think that it is more catered to probably the 6 to 8 year old range. So while this curriculum is a nature study, she actually implements different studies within her nature study. So it will start with a song and then you go into a hand rhyme, we have a poem, a picture study, we have a read aloud with a book that is focused on the theme for that week, and then we have a nature connection, which is where you would do a little activity related to the theme of the week. So I have gone back and forth in trying to create my own morning times and using this curriculum, and I have actually gone back to using this curriculum for our morning time this year because I have found that with my personality, I just really like being able to open up a book and it tell me exactly what I am doing that day. Plus, it is really well done. One last thing I will mention before we just jump into our morning time and you guys can see it happen in real life is that this curriculum is based on a Charlotte Mason approach, which is a philosophy that I myself really enjoy. We are not specifically Charlotte Mason, however I do like implementing her teachings and philosophies into our homeschool days. So when it comes to reading a lot of living books and placing a big emphasis on beauty when it comes to art and poetry, that is really important to me, as well as music. And so this is why I really enjoy the Treehouse Schoolhouse curriculum with our nature studies. If you guys have any questions about the curriculum or about anything else with our homeschooling, please let me know in the comments below. And with that, let's go and start our homeschool morning. Mice, you are going to read to me while Lethea does her board, okay? Her morning. To begin our nature study, we always start off with the week's themes song. So today's song was Digging in the Dirt, and I just play that on my Spotify, and I actually get my kids to do something additional during this time. So with my 6-year-old, I am doing his sight words, while my 4-year-old is doing her morning menu. So the sight words and morning menu are not a part of the nature study. However, I just like doing this to keep them busy while the song is playing. So we will do our sight words and then Amais is going to start reading to me soon while my daughter finishes off her morning menu. So all that's on the morning menu is her name. She gets to choose her emotions for that day by circling the picture that is most relevant to her, and then she needs to circle what the weather looks like today. As you can see, she was a bit stuck at this point because this is the very first week of school for her. So I did need to go and help her a bit. And she was doing that while my son was reading to me. I will often get interruptions during our entire school. I do have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 16-week-old, so I do need to juggle them as well. So after our morning song and our morning menu and sight words and reading, we go into our hand rhyme, and I like playing this on YouTube while we do it with the author of the curriculum. I just feel like it gives my kids something different to look at because they don't really like looking at me. Miles, you got your handwriting?
Fishy one.
Alright, the dirt. Living carpet made of soil, with iron shovel farmers toil. Nurtures daisies from seed to bud. If you add water, it turns to. Appreciating dirt is a must, for it is earth's outer crust. Son, you should know the poem by now.
We only did this one time.
We have done this 4 times, not once. So after I read out the week's poem, my son is now going to do his copy work, so he will copy a passage of the poem into his handwriting book. So we've already had some behavioral issues. I had my 2-year-old wake up who was sick, and then my baby is obviously crying. But we have done our hand rhyme. What I do now, while my son does his actual copy work from the curriculum, I just get my daughter, who is 4, she is doing the targeting handwriting level P, which is preschool. So she's practicing her own handwriting from a different booklet, if that makes sense. With our artist study, remember our painting? What's it called? 2 men what?
Twisted.
Turning
Soil.
over the soil. Good. When was it painted?
1866.
Awesome. By who? Jean-Francois Millet. Good. Alright, you guys are going to paint this now. My favorite part of nature study each week is probably when my kids have to recreate the picture that we are studying for that week. I just love seeing how creative they are with it and the bits of the picture that really stand out to them. It's just so interesting and beautiful to see. Alright guys, come on, finish off your painting.
This is the dirt. This is the dirt.
So, remember, organic waste is anything that was once living, like fruits and vegetables and grass and trees, alright? Over time, all the leftovers and garden waste we've placed in the compost bin. After the kids have done their picture study, I will usually read their read aloud, and that is what I am doing at this point. They were taking too long, so I just started doing it while they were painting.
Oh, sorry. No. Sorry. Anna's like so bad and so silly. Silly too. Sorry, bad, silly later.
Alright, come on, keep finishing your... My baby has been so distressed lately, so I did go and get her while I finished off reading our non-fiction book for the day.
Hold the baby. Cool, Mommy.
You hold the baby? You're painting yesterday, or you're drawing yesterday. You need to tell me about it. Part of the kids' nature study is doing some notebooking. So usually they will draw something that they have learnt about that week's theme, and then I will write out a sentence or 2 of what the kids have drawn. Worms eat the food? Alright, worms eat scraps.
Eggshells.
Like eggshells, Very good. And they turn it into compost, honey. 1, because January is the first month of the year. 24, because it's 2024. Here we go, and you are going to write that, okay?
Okay, all of it. It's gonna take forever.
1. Yeah. Dot. 2. Oh, nearly. That's an S. 4. Good, you did it. You're very good with your numbers. High five. You did it, honey. High five. So the last thing we did for today's nature study was make a compost bottle, and so we are just going outside into our yard and picking out the things that we need to create that. I feel really bad because I can now see how badly my boy felt at this point. We are actually very deathly sick at the moment. After our nature study, my kids did get really sick. To the point where they were sleeping for the rest of the day. So if he looks a bit funny, that is why. Twigs. These are twigs. So grab all the sticks, Mice, in that. Yeah, stick the twigs in. One of the best things about this nature study curriculum is everything is super simple and easy to do. You often don't need to go and buy any extra supplies. Maybe just use these ones.
The ones who are already ate.
What is that? Done. Leaves, twigs, and then we have soil. And then we have scraps, and then we have soil up here, but we can't really see my writing, but that's okay. 11, oh no, let's go this way. So it is 19.5 centimeters tall. Mice, look, it's 19.5 centimeters tall, all right? See? 19.5. 19, and that's halfway to 0.5. And we're going to watch over time how it's going to get smaller and smaller.
That was amazing.
Alright, so we've got 19.5 centimeters. So that is our nature study. I will just let you guys know that the morning menu that the kids were filling out today is not included in the nature study. It begins with the song, and so I found that when I played the week's theme song, my kids wouldn't just sit there. They would often start talking and not really listen to the music. So what I like to do is I give them something to do. Today it was their morning menu, and for Amias he was reading and doing his sight words, but it's just giving them something to do while that song is playing so that they are able to focus on something, but they are also listening to the music for that week. So very quickly before I leave you guys, I did want to give you a quick run through of what the week's curriculum looks like, because each day is different. Today is Friday, and so I want to show you guys pretty much how each day is different, just in case you guys were interested in purchasing the curriculum. Okay, so here is the curriculum. This is the teacher's guide, and then it has all the student sheets stored within each week's worth of guide. I don't know if that makes sense, but you have like the table of contents and of course an introduction. She tells you how to use the curriculum. You get a master book and materials list, and this is what I love about this curriculum, is that there's not many materials you need at all. There's like pencils, colored pencils, cardstock, watercolors, non-hardening clay. It's super simple, and I love that because there's nothing worse than having to run out and get new materials every single week. And then this is week 1's curriculum. So up the top we have our folk song, then we have a hand rhyme, a poem, picture study. With our nature study book basket, she gives you a list of different books that will go along with that week's theme. This week was soil and composting, as you can see. A lot of these books that she mentions, we do not have access to here in Australia, well, at my local library actually. So I will just look up at my library any books that are related to soil and composting, and then I will just get them because we are really limited when it comes to especially fiction, I find. And then we have nature connection materials. So this is like the activity we did today with our compost in a bottle. And then we have display sheets. So those are just the sheets that she has given us over here that we will be using this week. Alright, so in here is all the week's worth of materials, but before I show you guys this, we do have the actual timetable. So this is where she tells you exactly what to do each day. Alright, hopefully you guys can read this, but so your song and your hand rhyme are the same every day. That makes sense. Then when it comes to our poem, on the first day you just read aloud and enjoy it, and then we discuss any unknown words and meanings. On Tuesdays we just read the poem. Wednesdays is when you begin your copywork page. So this is where your Charlotte Mason techniques come into play. So Charlotte Mason was big in copywork, and it also helps you recite any portions known from memory. So because we are reading the poem every single day, the kids begin to learn the poems naturally, and it's great for their minds, and it's great for poetry appreciation as well. Then they will start copying a passage from your poem, and that is basically what they do on 2 days. And then on Fridays they draw or paint what they imagine when I read the poem out loud. So this is where they get creative and they're using their imagination because they are painting what they think of when they hear the poem. Then we have picture study, and that's my favorite part of this whole thing. What you do is you introduce the picture, the title, and the artist on Mondays, and then you play hide and describe. On Tuesdays we observe the picture, and I get to ask them a bunch of questions about the painting and they get to answer it, and it's really interesting because I get to like see how my children think, which is really fun. And I will say that she has included, here it is, she has given us a list of questions that we can ask during picture study. On Wednesday there is a bit of history implemented into the picture study because we read the artist's biography, and then we also locate their birthday on a timeline and where they are from on a map. I am not doing the birthday on a timeline yet. I feel like my kids are too young, but we do look up on the globe where they were from. On Thursday they get to copy and recreate the picture that we are studying, and then Friday is just hide and describe again. And then you will read a book or two from the book list that she has given us, and then after that your final thing to do is your nature connection. So today we did do compost in a bottle. We also completed our nature study notebooking. So they wrote out a sentence of what they learnt this week regarding soil and composting. So it was actually a public holiday on Monday, so I did do 2 of the activities today, but usually at least once a week you are doing a nature study notebooking. So that is where the kids just draw something they have learnt that week, and then they write a little excerpt, or you get to write it if they're too young to write, about what they have learnt. And then you do other fun things, like for example on Tuesday we made our own soil cups recipe. It was just cookies and gummy worms, and the kids loved it, and it taught them the different layers of soil. This is the compost in a bottle that we did today. And then the very last thing I will show you guys is your sheets. She does give you an artist and a poet study reference guide, so that it gives you a little bit of information about your poets and your artists who you study each week, which is really fun. She gives you the poem that you get to read. This is the words to the song if you just want, oh no, this is the hand rhyme, sorry, so that you know the words as you do it along with her. And as you guys saw, she also has her doing the hand rhymes on her YouTube channel. So I always put it on because the kids prefer watching her over me, and then we do it together. This is the words for the song for the week. Then she has like little sheets to help us while we go through our activities throughout the week. So this is what we use today to observe our compost bottle, and then each Friday we're going to come back and re-observe it and watch the changes. Very quickly, I forgot to show you guys the artwork because like I said, this is my favorite part of our nature studies. I just find the artwork so beautiful, and so that is the Soil and Compost artwork by Jean-Francois Millet. Okay my friends, that is all for today. I am now going to film a year 1 curriculum video. I have all my curriculum over there, so if you guys are interested in that, once I upload it, I will put the video here or here for you guys to click on that and watch that now. If not, go and check my description box. I have a bunch of homeschooling videos that I think you guys may enjoy. Please like and subscribe if you are not already, and I hope you guys have a wonderful year of homeschooling wherever you are in the world. Bye friends. That was so awkward.